Hey, I'm Jesse Broadwater.
And I'm Chelsea with the Pink Arrow Project.
Join together with us and other passionate archers from all around the globe
in the Taking Aim at Cancer Challenge 2018 to defeat cancer in my lifetime.
Everybody, Greg Poole here at Bowjunky Media. We're at the 2018 OPA event at Seven Springs Mountain Resort. Let's take a moment and look at the participants and our senior expert shoot.
Dwayne Price, Greenfield, Wisconsin.
Michael Braden, Keller, Texas.
Tony Taza, Boswell, Pennsylvania.
Everybody, Greg Poole here at Bowjunky Media, bowjunkymedia.com. We're at the 2018 OPA event in beautiful Seven Springs. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Carbon Express Arrows. We're here with esteemed colleague, Elite Pro Staff Manager Darren Christianberry.
Ta-da!
What a weekend so far.
Man, this has been cool. The weather's been a factor. The rain, the hills, it's all coming to this spot right here, and I'm looking forward to this shoot-off.
The course was unbelievable.
It was one of the most challenging archery events I've ever shot in my life, and this is going to be the guys and gals that made this shoot off. They earned it.
Absolutely.
They absolutely earned it.
So we are here right now to witness the senior expert. Obviously, these guys are pretty much pros, but here at the OPA they call them experts. So we're here to watch the senior expert shoot down. Who do we got participating in this, Darren?
We've got Dwayne Price leading at a 389. Michael Braden is in second at a 385. Tony Taza, 378. Kent Stegall is at 367, and Mr. Ray Young is at a 365.
Absolutely. So we actually, you might see a notable name missing. If you watch the precap show, you might have noticed that that Mr. Defending Champion Keith Trail had some unrepairable equipment failures and shot some fives in a row and ended up having to leave the competition midday today. So that kind of opened the door for Kent and Ray to kind of move up into the mix here. Dwayne Price has been in this position a lot. Obviously, his trials and tribulations earlier this year, he overcame them. I don't see that coming back to bite him in the butt, especially here considering the distances. I did post up a picture on the social media comparing all our dot sizes to a quarter.
Nice.
They're not a lot bigger.
Right. Yeah, these dots, we're shooting a 60-yard max. I think is the farthest target here this evening. We were shooting them out to 80 yards this weekend with some pretty steep ups and downs. So very, very challenging.
Absolutely. So just to give us a quick review out there, you guys will be seeing that verified with the Vortex yardage graphic, but we got the Reinhardt Grizzly Bear at 54. We got the Reinhardt Bigfoot at 60. The Reinhardt Ram at 49, the Reinhardt Wolverine at 36, and the Reinhardt Deer at 49. So here we go. This is arrow number 1 in the senior expert here at the OPA, Darren. This is going to be pretty exciting. We are on the 1 minute clock effective now. As you can see, we got some umbrella holders out there for 3 out of 5. Interesting.
A couple giant umbrellas.
Yes, and I mean, umbrellas are legal. You can choose to use them or you can choose not to. It's a pretty interesting dynamic that not every archer is using the umbrellas, but the archers that are closer to us here on this end of the range probably going to have less wind anyway.
I would think so. Yeah, you can look at the ribbons right here in front of us, and the ones down toward the target are vibrating a lot more. So Dwayne Price
all right,
on the Grizzly Bear.
Here we go. Dwayne Price on the Grizzly.
Dwayne said earlier to me, he said he wanted to make sure he played the wind correctly, so we'll see how he did.
Absolutely. Here we go. They're flipping through cards, and an 8 for Dwayne Price. That's not going to be how he wants to start that off for sure.
Definitely not what he was hoping for.
All right, here we go, and a 10 for Michael Braden. So that's gonna close that gap right there a little bit. Exactly what Michael Braden needed to do.
Yes, shrunk that lead.
And a 10 for Tony Taza on the bedded ram. That bedded ram's going to be tough. I mean, it's only 49 yards, but laying down like that, it's a little bit deceiving.
Oh, those dots are close to the ground.
They're looking at this one pretty close. Kent Skeagle with an 8.
8 for Kent.
Here we go. This looks like a pretty good arrow down there from Ray
Nice.
Young with our first bonus ring. So that's going to be a move right there by Ray Young. Let's go to the PSE leaderboard and see how things are shaking out. All right, Darren, here we go. This is arrow number 2 in the senior expert here at the OPA. This weekend's coverage brought to you by Carbon Express. Interesting note, look who's coaching Michael Braden.
Mr. Dan McCarthy.
That would be a good choice.
I would think so.
That
Think
would
he
be
planned that?
It was probably didn't happen by accident.
I'm sure Dan wasn't just standing over going, hey, you want me to hold your umbrella?
All right, here we go. The 1 minute starts now.
We'll see what Dwayne does here on his second shot. He needs to get this in the 10 ring at least.
He definitely does, no doubt about it. I don't know if I'm going to see a lot of guys going for 14s right here, but we're definitely going to see the wind. Not a huge factor right now. With Michael Braden's experience, it's going to be interesting to see what sort of influence Danny McCarthy is going to have on
Right.
on him there. All right, an 8 for Kent on the 49-yard deer. As y'all can see from the Vortex yardage graphic, that was verified with the Vortex rangefinder.
This is Tony here, correct?
Yes, this is Tony Taz on the Wolverine. And a bonus ring for Tony, 12 on the Wolverine.
That puts Tony at 400.
It does. Like we talked about in the pre-cap show, Tony's not the guy you want creeping up behind you.
Definitely.
And a 10 for Michael Braden on the bedded ram. Curious to see what Dwayne does here. Dwayne needs to.
He at least needs double digits.
There's no doubt about
And he
it.
did.
And a 10 for Dwayne Price on the Bigfoot.
Maintains a 2-point lead now. Still.
Here we go. Ray Young, who had our first bonus ring, 10 for Ray on the Grizzly Bear. Let's go to the PSE leaderboard. All right, Darren, here we go. This is arrow number 3 in the senior expert, Dwayne Price, maintaining his 2-point lead. But I think Dwayne needs to hit a couple bonus rings here.
And Dwayne did start on the 2 longest targets, so he's starting to hit the shorter targets now, so he can increase his lead hopefully here.
Absolutely, and we actually talked about that in the pre-cap show as well, referencing Chris Perkins.
Yes.
That the leader starting on the 2 longest targets could be a potential advantage.
For sure. Knowing what he has to do and the targets are shorter on this end, it could be an advantage for the guys in the lead.
It does, and it looks like Dwayne has a pretty good arrow down there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Couple good-looking arrows down there.
It does. Let's see here. This is going to be Kent Skeagle on the Grizzly Bear. And we have a 12.
Wow.
Ken hits a bonus ring on the Grizzly Bear.
That's good shooting at these distances
It
in the
is,
wind.
and that's what a guy needs to do. Let's just be honest here. That's just what a guy needs to do. Dwayne.
Wow.
Oh, that's Ray Young on the Bigfoot with a 12. That's our first bonus ring on Bigfoot.
At 60 yards.
Yes, here we go. Dwayne Price on the bedded sheep with a 10. 10 for Dwayne. I don't know if Dwayne's going to be able to cruise to victory shooting 10s here, but
No.
we're going to see how this is going to work out.
If Mike keeps matching him, he's in good shape. But
Correct.
if Mike starts trumping him, he could be in trouble.
10 for Michael Braden. Yeah, but you just can't assume that Michael Braden's going to keep shooting 10s. Not only that, it looks like Tony Tana has a close arrow. You don't want to give Tony Taza some room to climb back up in
Definitely not. The wind feels like it's picking up a little bit, too.
there. And a 10 for Tony Taza. There's only one bonus ring that round. Let's go to the PSE leaderboard. All right, Darren, here we go. Craig Poole here with Darren Christianberry, Elite Pro Staff Manager with the 2018 OPA. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Carbon Express Arrows. Arrow number 4 in the
Yes.
senior experts class. Not a lot of movement thus far. Dwayne Price just kind of cruising through with 10s, hoping that, I mean, obviously I'm sure he's wanted some bonus rings, but just hasn't been able to clip one yet.
Right.
But on the other side of that, Michael Braden's not been able to take advantage.
No, he hasn't been able to put any extra pressure on Dwayne, so we'll see. Dwayne did start with an 8, so he gave up a couple of points of his lead, but he's hanging on strong.
Absolutely, and Dwayne Price and Michael Braden are on the two targets here nearest to us.
Dwayne's arrow looks to be a little bit low.
It does. I didn't see him. I don't see a 14. I don't see a 14 on the ground by Dwayne. All right, here we go. Michael Braden with a 10. That's not going to close the gap either.
No, we'll see if Dwayne gave him a couple back here.
Yeah, this is going to come down to that final arrow. Wolverine for Dwayne Price. I do not see the 14 thrown down, so he is eligible for.
Dwayne said he wouldn't shoot at 14s. He didn't think he had to unless somebody really forced him to.
And a 10
He
for
did hang a
Dwayne
10.
Price.
He's happy
So,
about that, I'm sure.
He is. So heading into our 5th arrow here, it's going to be still cruising along, and a 10. Lots of 10s here. I'm a little bit surprised.
Ray's hit a couple rings, though.
Yeah, he has.
I think he may have been too far back to make a big move, but he's crept up into 4th place.
No doubt about it. 8 for Kent
8
on
for
the
Kent.
Bigfoot. And let's see what Tony Taza does. He's kind of always our sleeper there in the middle of the pack. And a 10 for Tony Taza. So not a whole lot of movement there. Lots of 10s, but let's go to the PSE leaderboard. All right, Darren, here we go. This is our 5th arrow in the senior expert here at the OPA. This weekend's coverage brought to you by Carbon Express. So you can see from the PSE leaderboard there, lots of 10s being shot, not a whole lot of bonus rings, Darren.
No, not. And I think the wind is, we said earlier, the wind may not be a factor. I think these guys are experiencing some left-handed arrows because of a little bit of breeze that is blowing.
Well, absolutely, and depending, we're a good 25 yards down the line, so it's hard for us to tell what the wind's doing coming off. But they do have that building to our building behind us.
Acting as a big wind block.
It does. So here we go. The 1 minute clock has started. Dwayne Price needs a bonus ring here. I think going into the last arrow, he would like to have
He would
a
like
little
some
bit more of a cushion.
He needs some insurance.
He does.
He's not going to be happy with where that one landed.
No, he's a tweener between the dots. So here we go. We got one arrow down there on the bedded ram that looks pretty solid. Kent Steele giving some fist bumps to his umbrella holder.
The Dwayne and Michael B are going to be the ones we need to see what happens here. And Dwayne looks like he may have shot an 8. But we're going to call Michael Braden's first because the guys are on that end.
That's absolutely right. So here we go. We got Michael Braden on the Grizzly with a 10.
Puts Michael at a 435.
So let me ask you this, Darren. After the ranges that you guys have shot this weekend, do you think that these being a little, and a 10 there for Tony Taza, do you think that these yardages are actually maybe a little intimidating because they hadn't seen many this close?
Probably, and they're probably mad because, oh, we got short targets. We should be hitting these things now.
Right.
So,
all right, here we go. 12 for Kent on the bedded ram.
that'll
I
help
mean,
him.
you go from shooting these bombs in the wind and all that, and you come to shooting these, and it's like it's almost a little intimidating.
It is. I think their expectations go up a little bit too.
Yes, 10 for Ray Young. That's what I'm saying is you're like, oh, they're closer. There's not as much wind. There's no reason for me not to hit this one.
Right.
And here we go, Dwayne Price.
If Dwayne shoots an 8 here, the tie's going to be broken by bonus rings.
And an 8.
He does shoot
So
an
Dwayne
8.
Price drops another 8 there. So Dwayne Price starts off with an 8, shoots an 8 on his 5th arrow. So let's go to the PSC leaderboard heading into our 6th and final arrow. All right, Darren, here we go. This is our 6th and probably final arrow at the OPA.
Maybe.
Correct. That's Seven Springs. This weekend's coverage brought to you by Carbon Express. This has been an interesting shoot down. Not exactly some of the excitement that we were looking for originally. Dwayne Price starts off with an 8, fifth arrow for an 8 to let Michael Braden back into it. Now here we go to our 6th and final arrow, and we are on a, as you saw from the Vortex yardage graphic, a 37-yard bedded ram.
Yes, and this is interesting. Tony dropped his 14 card, so we know what he's doing.
Yes.
I assume Dwayne had the most bonus rings. I'm just assuming that, so I don't know who's going to shoot first. But whoever gets to go last has the advantage because they know what they have to do.
And Tony Taza picks up the card and throws it up in the air just for effect. So here we go. This is going to be our first 14. This is probably exactly what the OPA was hoping for, as they should have. Tony Taza with a 14 right here will make a huge move, put tons of pressure on those guys above him. But as you folks might have seen from the social media posts, about the size of a quarter.
It's very, very small. Now, granted, it's only 37 yards. Tony's very capable of hitting it, and there's not much of a breeze, but he needs this to put some pressure on these guys.
There's not much. Crowd lets out a little bit of an ooh. We can't see it from here, of course, but
it's a little low left-ish.
And so let's see here, Tony Taza.
Michael Braden's up now.
With a 5.
did
So
shoot
a
a
nickel
5.
for Tony Taza. That's going to...
Nothing to lose there.
That's going to put a wrap for him. Obviously, Kent Stiegel took 5th. Ray Young took 4th. That's going to put Tony Taza in 3rd. So now it just comes down to these two guys.
It's a two-man race.
And bonus rings can't determine the winner.
No, and I don't know where they're at. I'm assuming since Michael's shooting first that Dwayne does have him on bonus rings, but if Mike hits either ring, he puts a ton of pressure on Dwayne right here.
Yeah, Dwayne's not hit a ring all day.
No.
And he's actually missed 2 10s.
Yes.
So
This is a big shot right here.
And you can see Danny McCarthy actually talking while he's at full draw, holding the umbrella. So crowd reacts accordingly. So obviously Danny McCarthy's coaching and influence there was probably beneficial. Fist pump between those guys. So here we go, Michael Braden.
I think Dwayne shoots at the 14 here.
12 for Michael Braden, who takes the lead. And as on cue, Darren Collins and Dwayne Price are having a quick consultation there on what do we do now.
I think he shoots the 14. If he 12s it and they tie, they have to do it again.
Right.
You know, don't give someone multiple chances to beat you. Dwayne, even if he misses it, still finishes second. I mean, he could blank the whole target and still get second place. So I say you hit this thing.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see what Dwayne here. Obviously, Dwayne's not going to have a ton of confidence going into this.
No, he's
So,
not.
and to your point, Michael Braden just hit it, so he's going to have a ton of confidence if they push and go to another arrow.
Yeah, I think Dwayne puts it all on the line right here and shoots at the 14. If he hits the ring, he might as well shoot at the 14.
Right. So let's see here. They're still discussing. Not sure what the what Dwayne and Tony and Darren are all having a little conference out there.
Dwayne's like, dang it, Michael, what are you doing hitting that thing?
Well, he should probably be going, dang it, Dwayne, why'd you shoot 2 8s?
Well, yeah, that's true too.
I mean, there's no wind of consequence out here. I mean, you know, that's Georgiana Whitbreton, of course, is probably sitting at home elated at this moment.
She dropped her water jugs from watering all those flowers and ran in to watch this shoot off.
Yeah, we are not on the live feed, of course, as you all are aware, but it only makes sense that she's at home checking this out. So here we go. Dwayne has a pink card in his mouth.
I like it.
You got to do it, man. I mean,
I like
you got to
it.
do it. He's guaranteed second.
Yes.
So
yeah, no matter what, he can shoot it 2 foot into the ground and get second place.
yeah, and so with the momentum the way it is, you know, you just got to do it. There we go.
Dwayne with a 14.
Dwayne calls the 14. Here we go. It's go time.
I like it. I like it. I
Here
like
we go. That's what we're talking about, and I think that's a great job on the OPA's behalf of setting the courses the first 2 days of shooting at a maximum extreme level for experts and pros. But then coming into the shoot down, you bring things into what people are.
Let them play the game.
That's exactly right.
I like
That's
it.
exactly right. So here we go, Dwayne Price.
He's due for a
all
ring.
the marbles right here.
He's due for one.
I think the crowd's probably going to let us know before we even know.
Oh, and he went straight left. I'm going to blame the
So-
wind on that.
So let's see what the final call is going to be right here. Dwayne and Michael giving hugs right there. And sure enough, a 5. So Michael Braden's going to be your 2018 OPA Senior Expert Champion. Everybody, this is Bowjunky Media with the 2018 OPA, and this is your men's senior expert shot of the shoot down.
That would be Dwayne Price starting the shoot down with an 8, finishing the shoot down with an 8, and then Michael Braden pounding a 12 on the 6th and final arrow, forcing Dwayne's hand. Unfortunately, Dwayne missed, and Michael took the victory from him.
Absolutely. Dwayne starting off with that 8 was something that we had discussed earlier. He had kind of had a little run of that earlier in the year. We thought he had got over it. This one shoots an 8 at the beginning, shoots one at the end, and open the door for Michael. All right, Greg Poole here with your 2018 OPA Senior Expert Champion, Michael Braden. Is that how you saw that playing out?
Not exactly, but you just play it as it goes, man. This was a rough weekend, man, for all of us, as you know. So I couldn't be happier to come in here like I did. I was 6 up. He was like 4 down, and I was 6 up with like 6 to go. And we traded places, so we went back and forth all day. So to hold it in there all, in the shoot off and have a shot at the end, I couldn't be more thankful.
Absolutely, and that's something Darren and I were talking about, was the emotional confidence level of coming out after 2 days of just one of the most hardcore ranges most of you have ever seen, coming out to a range like this, which would be considered normal for you guys. And so what was going through your head? Was it, oh, these are in a relatively good distance, I got to hit them all? Or what was the change of mentality going from the first 2 days of shooting to this?
I think the mentality is the same when you get in a shoot off. It's don't mess up. Don't mess up. Keep it in the 10 ring and give it a chance. And had I done that this weekend, I probably would have been in a better shape to start with. But keep it in the 10 ring and give it a shot, and I felt like I did that. We still had some wind, and they're still not like they're chip shots, so you still got to really bear down and give it a good go.
Absolutely. One last question. When Dwayne shot that last 8 on the 5th arrow there, what was going through your head?
I got a shot at this.
That's it.
That's it. I got a shot at this.
All right, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate everybody. Thank you.
All right.